Hey, what's up guys? Hercules here, and I just wanted to give a few thoughts on the new Battlefront beta that just dropped on the PlayStation Network yesterday at 10 a.m. I wanted to talk about my favorite two weapons. I wanted to talk about some of the vehicles. I wanted to talk about Walker Assault, which is what you're going to be playing in the background here. And I wanted to talk about some of the fixes that need to happen in Battlefront that I'm already noticing through the beta. So let's get on to my favorite two weapons here. So my favorite weapon, as you'll see me using, is the DLT-19. It's basically your light machine gun of laser blasters here. You can use it on either side. You can use it on Empire or Rebels. And the reason I love it so much is because it's accurate at a long range. I can shoot somebody with my DLT-19 across map and just ruin their day. Another reason why it's my favorite is because it has really long fire time. And by what I mean by this is that it takes a while for it to overheat. So there's no reloading in Battlefront. There's just your weapon can overheat and then you have to wait for it to cool down. And then you have an active reload slot, which is the two little yellow bars on each side of the heat bar. And if you hit your square at the right time, it just instantly cools your weapon and you can continue firing again. And then if you miss it, it takes like twice as long for it to cool down. Now, I've tried this weapon in third person, and then I've tried this weapon in first person. And my honest opinion is I like it better in first person. Being that it is you're going to be more accurate. You know, I've been a lifelong Battlefield player, and I've been a lifelong DICE fan, and I just love first-person shooters. And playing in third person for a DICE game is just strange to me. It's really foreign to me. So I like it better in first person, but just because it makes me more accurate. But I mean, third person comes with its perks too. You don't get your recoil flinch when you're getting shot, and you don't expose yourself as much when you're trying to peek around corners and all that stuff. So here's that. On to my second favorite, the Cycler Rifle. It is a weapon, but it comes in a card instead of it actually being a weapon that you have to equip. So the reason this weapon is my favorite is because you can be across map and just one-shot headshot anybody. It has a 3-second download for the card. Not download, I'm sorry, I apologize. Cooldown, a 3-second cooldown. So that means you can pretty much shoot all day with this weapon every 3 seconds. My favorite part about the Cycler Rifle is that you shoot it, and when you shoot it, you automatically switch back to your main weapon, and you have enough time to shoot somebody body, which on top of that causes 90% damage if you shoot somebody body, no matter how far you are away. And when you switch back your weapon, you have enough time to just finish them off with your main weapon. So those two weapons right there, the DLT-19 and the Cycler Rifle, deadly, deadly combo. Now, some of the vehicles that I've used, and I will not comment on flying because I tried to fly and I cannot. The ship just automatically explodes because I suck so bad at flying, the ship just knows I'm going to die, so as soon as I get in one, it's just like, boom, dead. But some of the vehicles I have been in have been the AT-AT and the AT-ST. Now, yes, they're the only two vehicles in the Walker Assault mode, but there's quite a big difference on them. So your AT-ATs, the only thing you're able to do with the AT-ATs is shoot. You can't guide it, you can't turn it, you can't do nothing else. But it has a really powerful cannon for its main cannon. Like 1 to 2 shots with that cannon and you're pretty much dead. Then it has its two main cannons which just shoot these large lasers that when they hit the ground just cause massive destruction. And then my favorite weapon on the AT-AT is the Orbital Strike. So you have a timer for how long you can be in the AT-AT, but you get enough time to shoot at least 2 orbital strikes, and it just calls in a bunch of lasers that just ground pound the ground around certain areas that you call it in on. It's just awesome. Now the AT-STs, they come with their main just laser weapon, and then they come. It looks like a grenade launcher. So it shoots about 6 grenades, I believe, 5 to 6 grenades, and they just kind of go out and blow up. And then it has rockets that it shoots, which is pretty cool. I like the AT-AT better than the AT-STs, but it is what it is. That's personal opinion to other people. Now, what you're seeing playing in the background here is Walker Assault on the planet Hoth. Now, if you haven't seen the movie, in the movie Star Wars, they have a rebel base on the planet Hoth, and the Empire finds out about this rebel base. So the Empire sends down a fleet to destroy this rebel base, and what they have to do is they have to destroy the shield generator with their AT-ATs that you see walking in the background. Now, the rebels end up getting everybody off the planet before they destroy the rebel base and stuff like that. But that's not what happens in Walker Assault here. So in Walker Assault, as the rebels, you have to capture uplinks. And what these uplinks do is they charge up and give you Y-Wings. Now what the Y-Wings do is that they come and cause damage to the AT-ATs. So therefore, more Y-Wings, more damage to the AT-ATs. Now, as the Empire, well, let me get back to the Y-Wings real quick. So when the first Y-Wing comes in, it makes the AT-ATs vulnerable to all fire. You can shoot your DLT-19, your other blasters, your cycler rifle, throw grenades, ion grenades, stuff like that. So you can use anything to damage the AT-ATs, but you're not going to do as much damage with a cycler rifle as you're going to do with a spacecraft or the Y-Wings. So on to the Empire. The Empire has to keep you from capturing these uplinks and keep as many, or as to the minimum, Y-Wings coming at the AT-ATs as possible, so the AT-ATs can make their way across the map and shoot the shield generator to win the match. Now, once all the AT-ATs are either down or the shield generator is destroyed, depending on which happens, either the Empire wins if the shield generator is destroyed, or the Rebels win if the AT-ATs are down. That's pretty much the basis to Walker Assault. So what happens is, if you see these little circles up there at the top, that's basically the progress of the AT-ATs. So once the AT-ATs get to the, or once the circle, the first circle gets filled up there, those Y-Wings are going to come in and do damage, and then so on and so forth with the next circle and next circle. And then once they get to the end of the thing, the match is over, whether they're dead or the shield generator is gone. Now on to some of the problems that I've been running into. So first off, the Empire is totally OP on this map. Just because they have their AT-STs, their TIE Fighters, their TIE Interceptors, and their AT-ATs. I mean, you have a lot of vehicles coming at you as a rebel in this match. And I understand why they did it, because in the movie, that's how it was. You know, they had the Empire sends down their fleet, and you know, it's the Empire, so they're not going to be hurting for resources. And then you have the rebels that are probably hurting for resources, and they're not going to have much to fight back with except for their X-Wings and snow speeders. But I understand why they did it, but I think if DICE takes out the AT-STs, which are the chicken walking looking things, it would make the map just enough balanced where the Empire would still feel like they're strong and coming in with a lot of force, but give the rebels a little bit more balance to be able to focus on infantry and keep them from taking the uplinks as often as they do. Because playing as the Empire, it's really easy just to overwhelm the rebels in this map and just wreck shop with them. Another thing that I've noticed is the heroes. So OP, man. I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, you saw earlier, I threw a grenade, a thermal grenade, hit Luke Skywalker with it, started shooting him, sniped him, and then started shooting him some more, and he was just like, nope, dead. And I just couldn't believe it. I was like, this is unbelievable. But yet, so I think they need to take either the defenses down just a tad bit on the heroes, or do something with them. Maybe I don't know. It's just, it seems like the heroes just have a lot more health, or a lot more ability, or a lot better ability to defend attacks than they should. But that's just my personal opinion. I mean, other people are going to disagree and think, no, the heroes are the way they are because they're heroes. You know, Luke is a Jedi Master, and then you have Darth Vader. They're supposed to be powerful. But I mean, you're also thinking this is just a game, and you're trying to be equal towards other players. Yeah, you want them to be a little bit more powerful, but then again, you don't want them to be too powerful. So I think DICE needs to look into that just a bit. The last thing that has really just gotten under my skin with this, and the reason it's gotten under my skin is because DICE has been making multiplayer battle games, first-person games, third-person games, since I can remember, since I've been playing games, and they can't get the co-op in this game to work. I spent a couple hours last night. I stayed up to 2 in the morning just trying to figure out how to get me and Stormfield Water in a team so we could either do the survival mode, or we could do co-op with the multiplayer on Drop Pod or the Walker Assault. And man, we sent invite after invite. I tried to join him, he tried to join me, and what eventually ended up happening was we finally got into the same match on Walker Assault, but he was on the enemy team and I was on, or he was on the Empire team and I was on the Rebel team, and then we just stayed in the match and kept flipping back and forth. But it was so aggravating, and you got to think, like, if DICE has been doing this for so long, how is it so hard to figure out, especially if they're going to take it from Battlefield having a 5-man squad to just having a two-person partnership. If they're going to do that, how are they going to screw it up since they've been doing this for so long? I mean, I'm not the developer. I don't really know everything there is to it, but just from past experience, if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. And it might be just that they have new developers or whatever, and this is their first game, and I'm sure that's what it is. You know, you get new games, you try to go on and create some experience for other employees. So, it is what it is, I guess, but I'm sure they'll fix it before the main release of Battlefront. Well, unfortunately, this is the end of the video. This is where you get to go down to the bottom of the comment section and comment and let us know what you want to see next. Then, you get to like and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys watching. Every view helps. And I'll be sure to see you guys next time. Stay tuned for the Drop Pod review and the Survival review. And may the Force be with you.